Center Pep and Families. This is Christina Howard. I'm the school psychologist. And today I'm going to be reading a book called The Color Monster. This is a pop-up book of feelings, and it's a really nice way to talk about feelings with younger kids, maybe kindergarten and first grade, and to be able to relate it to a program we use in school called the Zones of Regulation. Some of the feelings are a little bit different, the way that they label the feelings in their colors and the way that the zones labels those feelings, but I will talk about that as I go through. And I will also talk about some strategies that students can use to help them when they're in zones that are maybe unexpected for the situation that they're in. So this is The Color Monster. This is my friend, the Color Monster. Today he's feeling all mixed up, but he doesn't understand why. Look at you, Monster. You're a mess. You've jumbled up all your emotions and all of your colors too. Poor Monster. I know. You can separate your feelings and put each one in its own jar. If you'd like, I can help you. This is happiness. It shines yellow like the sun and twinkles like the stars. When you're happy, you laugh, jump, dance, and play. You want to share that feeling with everyone. So this very first example of a feeling is happiness, and in the zones of regulation, we put that in the green zone, which is maybe a little confusing because in this book it has it as a yellow feeling. And everyone can label their feelings different colors, but in the zones, we put it in the green zone because that is our calm and good and ready to learn zone. And when you are already in the green zone, that's awesome. And we want to try strategies that help keep us in the green zone. So that might be things like getting enough sleep. That might be eating healthy foods, drinking enough water, and also doing activities that you love to do, something that grown-ups call self-care, that helps us to be able to maintain ourselves in the green zone even when we're doing things that we don't necessarily want to do. Green zone, happiness. Isn't that a really cool pop-up? We've got some of it popping back, some of it popping forward. It's really neat. Next, we have sadness. This is sadness. It's gentle and blue like a rainy day. When you're sad, you might want to cry or be alone. So, luckily, sadness lines up with our zones. We put sadness in the blue zone. It's when our body is moving its most slowly, the blue zone, and other feelings that might fall in the blue zone would be sick, shy, or bored. Things where your body's kind of like, your shoulders are slumped down, you kind of got your eyes looking down, maybe like not feeling so great. So when you're in the blue zone, you want to think about the feeling that you're having and find strategies that help to give your body more energy. So things like if you're sick, rest might help. Again, healthy foods or the foods appropriate for the illness that you're having. Water, those kinds of things maybe help heal your body and help get you back to the green zone. If you're feeling sad or bored or shy, you might instead do things that are helping you get energy. So stretching might give your body a little bit of energy. Doing activities that you really like to do to give yourself a little bit more pep, because then you can maybe tackle some of those things that you don't necessarily want to do or you're feeling worried about. You also might talk to a grown-up or a friend about your feelings, and sometimes talking about those sad feelings or bored feelings can help give you a little bit of perspective and give your body a little bit more regulation and energy. All right. Next we have anger. This is anger. It blazes bright red. When you're angry, you want to stomp and roar and shout, "It's not fair." So this falls into what we also call the red zone. And it's our highest, most dysregulated zone in regards to our body being totally out of control. So other feelings that might be in this zone are mad, yelling, aggression, and like hitting, things like that, where you're so out of control of your body, you're not really thinking about the consequences. And strategies to help calm your body down might be taking a break, taking a walk, going to a spot in your house that is like a calming spot for you and has things that help you feel better. Some students might go into their room and punch a pillow a few times in their calming spot, whereas some kids might go into that calming spot and do some reading until they're ready. Sometimes talking to a grown-up helps, but red zone is a little bit tricky because sometimes you just need some space and time before you're really able to talk about the problem and what's going on. This is fear. It hides in the black shadows. When you're afraid, you feel tiny and helpless. Fear makes it hard to be brave. So for us, fear often falls in the yellow zone, but it can also go in the red zone. And this is a feeling that we might explain a range of feelings with students. So another word for fear could be worried, and we might put that into the yellow zone most often. Worried being like you're a little bit out of control of your body, but you're not totally out of control of your body, like you might be in the red zone. And there might still be a little bit of you enough there to think of strategies to help calm yourself back down. Whereas when you're in the red zone and having a feeling like terrified, you might not really be able to give that much brain power to thinking and strategies at that moment. So when you're in the yellow zone, similar to the red zone, you are trying to do strategies that calm your body down. So that could be taking deep breaths. That could be listening to calming music. That could be talking to a grown-up or friend about how you're feeling. And anything, like I said, that you feel like can help calm your body down. Bring you back to green. So last we have, or not last, this is not last. Next we have calm. This is calm. It is as light as a green leaf floating in the wind. When you're calm, you breathe slowly and deeply. You feel at peace. So here we've got Monster, silly Monster. He's hanging out on a hammock. He's so calm, cool, and collected. And like I said earlier, with happiness, you just want to be able to maintain that calm feeling through those self-care strategies, doing things that you're interested in, hobbies, taking walks, getting some exercise in every day, making sure you're eating healthy and getting enough sleep. All your feelings are in their places now. See? They are easier to understand when they're not all mixed together. So a really cool feature of this book is you can pull up each jar. Here we've got sadness. Sadness falls in our blue zone. Again, that is when we're moving slowly and we need to be thinking of things or tools that help us to give our body more energy. We've got anger. So that is when we are in the red zone, totally out of control of our bodies, and we want to think of strategies that help bring us back down. calming our body down. We've got fear here. Fear is black in this book, but we usually would put it in the yellow zone, sometimes in the red zone. Our body's a little bit out of control, and we're gonna think of strategies that calm us down. And then we have calm and happiness. Like I said before, even though this one's yellow, both of them in our zones of regulation would fall in the green zone. And those are thinking of strategies that help us maintain those good feelings. We've got one more. But wait, there's one feeling left over. What could it be? So what do you think that this last feeling could be? And what zone might you put it in? It might go in different zones at different times, depending on what's going on. And that's the tricky thing about zones and feelings, is sometimes they change. So thank you for listening to this book. And if you have any questions for me, please feel free to reach out. My email is choward@epsd.us. choward, HOWARD, @epsd.us. Thank you and have a great day, Center Pepin families.